Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everyone. Many of us do this. We're busy. We got a lot going on. A lot of distractions happening in our lives, and things can be kind of tumultuous. And we're always keeping ourselves busy. Keep going, keep going, keep going. What's really going on there? We're going to talk about that today. It might even be you. Maybe somebody you know. Maybe you occasionally do it. There's more happening, more misconceptions with those distractions. Are they really distractions, or did you create them? That and more we're going to talk about today. And she is a wonderful psychotherapist. She has deep insight helping others, whether it's children, adults, couples. I love talking with her. Susie Engel back on the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Steve. How are you?
Fantastic. And I love this topic. And I can think of so many people, including myself, who intentionally stay busy and keep things going and say yes here and say yes there. We do it for many different reasons. I'm going to leave it at that. I could keep going because there's different ways to look at this, but what comes up immediately for you?
Yeah, and there are probably thousands of ways for us to look at this. So let's just see where our conversation takes us as usual. But I think what first comes to mind with me is when somebody says, "Oh no, I'm so good, I can distract myself." My first reaction is, "Oh no, I don't want you to distract yourself. I want you to sit with whatever you have that urge to avoid or to distract yourself from." So that's one of my big go-tos when I hear the word distract myself. And then the other, which you touched upon already, is when people say, "Oh, I have so many distractions." I like this line of thought about our curiosity. Are we creating distractions as an excuse for something, or maybe not an excuse, but I don't know what yet?
I'm going to say it's an excuse.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to say majority of the time, myself included, and I believe I'll look at others. I see this person in my mind right now. Don't even need to give the name, but I see them. I believe they don't want to confront themselves, so they stay busy. Me, I used to always stay busy because I didn't want to be alone. I'll show up there. Next day, I'll show up there. Yeah, run yourself ragged. People pleasing. There's another one. You gotta, keep yourself busy, help them out, make them happy. I believe there's always an excuse. We're not just busy because we're busy, although that can take up some time. You got to take the kids from here to there. But then I'm going to go another layer. Why are you keeping your kids so busy? I have another friend who does that. Got to go to lacrosse. Now we're on to soccer. And I think to myself, this is my opinion, leave the frickin' kids alone. Let them do a little bit, not a lot. Why is this person doing it? She's a single mom. Dad was out of the picture very early. And I think that she's maybe overcompensating for the other parents not being there. My opinion, but I think I'm pretty on point with that observation. I believe most of this, there is a reason.
I do too. And maybe that word avoidance is a good one for us to use today, because when do people? So I totally agree that kids are over scheduled because there's almost a phobia of what to do when you have downtime. And you and I have spoken about the beauty of quietness and solitude and downtime and just being. But when people can't get it together because they're too busy, not because they have priorities, really. I mean, sometimes there are pressing priorities. So don't get carried away. We're not talking about if there are pressing priorities and we
Yes.
really have to say, I can't do it. But when people are distracting themselves from feeling their
Yep.
emotions,
Yep.
that's a big one. And they think it's good. This is the misconception. They think, I'm so good at this. When I feel angry, I distract myself. When I feel scared, I distract myself. When I feel, well, no, it's much more healthy um, to be accepting of our emotions and
Mm-hmm.
to be able to say, I can feel these emotions and it doesn't have to demand any judgment or even any action.
So can I read a text that I got this morning?
Yes, please.
It's so in line with this. Now, this is somebody who um, is in the process of getting divorced. Her life is changing a little bit there.
Yeah.
She met with a friend last night that she knew from back in the day, and this person is also a life coach. So they just met, for a cup of coffee and talking a little bit. And I said, how was your get together last night? She wrote, short version. Pretty much confirmed what I already knew. I know what I need to do. I just need to be strong enough to do it. I need to stop worrying so much about making everyone else happy and focus more on myself. And she gave an example that she just started doing that last night with a conversation. I wrote back to her, and this is going to be very transparent. For me, I used to film all my time going out, doing things. And I wrote to her, the best, capital word, best thing I ever did was cut back and do me. Those getaways that I go
Yes.
on solo,
Yeah,
walks, quiet time, etc.,
Yeah.
is the secret to finding capital U.
Yes. Nice.
And you don't know until you know. And every night I would be doing stuff and it was fine. It was great. Met a lot of people, blah, blah, blah. I have pulled back on it so much to the point now where I just like going for a walk. That can make my day.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
I love all that myself, but I like what you're saying because it goes back to either people pleasing in general, but also making other people happy, which is an impossible goal. And there's just something about a misconception of distractions and also allowing ourselves to be distracted.
Mm.
What if I wanted to just settle in and focus on what if I've gotten 3 notifications on my phone? I don't have to look at this if I'm in my thoughts. If I'm driving home and my thoughts are formulating about something, whether I want to write something, a chapter in a book, or whether I'm thinking about a client, usually I don't do that on my way home because I might think I know which client I'm going to see. But when I'm finished with work, I usually don't continue to think about these things.
Mhm.
But when I'm thinking about what uh, whatever my thoughts are, it's almost a strength to be able to have boundaries and not get distracted, not be interrupted, not use anything as an excuse like, well, the phone dinged. I don't have to look at the phone. The phone's going to be there.
Can I
And
show
I
you?
can
Can I show
formulate
you
my thought.
on my
Yeah.
phone? And I have multiple things going on in my life. From a marketing company, podcast, radio, blah, blah, all of that. You know which notifications I get on my phone? None. They're all off. I shut them all off. I don't get
Yes.
any.
Yes.
If you need me, you call me. I'll know it's important. Short of
Yes.
that, I always check my phone anyway on my time when
Yes.
but that means I do check it a lot, and I don't even know I'm doing it, which is good and bad. But I have nothing, and I got a second vehicle, and it now says you have 2 texts. And I'm driving, I'm listening, I'm in a zone, listening to my tunes. All of a sudden, you have 2 texts. I'm like, ah!
Yeah,
So
you
I
have
go
to
in
shut
there,
off Bluetooth.
do not disturb button.
Yeah,
and
or
you have to do it every time you start the vehicle. I wish I could
oh,
just click it and make it go away. And
yeah.
I was riding with somebody and like, well, what's that? I'm like, it's interrupting my music. I don't need
I
to know I have two
know.
texts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
let
my
them all go.
yeah. My car, you have to turn on or off Bluetooth. I can't I just leave it off. Bluetooth is off for me because I don't want my music interrupted either. But what so let's get back to this
Hmm.
because there are two directions that we're talking about.
Sure.
One is, can we reach a point of when you were responding to that text of understanding myself, not in an egotistical way, but in a healthy, developmental way,
Yep.
that I can be comfortable within myself to set boundaries and I don't have this nervous energy to need to distract myself
Hmm.
or keep myself so busy. Or I can learn to just be with my children and have interaction, relationship, because this is the deal, this is the real deal, whether it's relationship within myself or relationship with others, rather than the need to overschedule, think I have to do materialistic things to keep people happy, or avoid feeling what I'm feeling, thinking what I'm thinking,
Hmm.
being with people in relationship. This
Yep.
is the problem with distraction.
Yep.
Okay,
100%.
yeah.
Question. How do you know when you're fully and or finally connected with yourself? How do you know?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, for me, I think it's this internal regulation, this internal feeling of confidence and peace and calmness, no matter what's going on around me.
Mm,
Or even
mm,
if I'm not 5,000% calm, I still have a sense of security within myself that I know what's going on and what's right for me. I get passionate and escalated and things like that. Not reactive, but I do think escalated. But so maybe I'm not, and I'm a little like high strung. So people might say you calm, but it's my calm, not your calm.
yep. Yeah. And if it changes, then you'll know within you, like something's different with me. Why I'm not reacting like I normally react, but
Yeah.
that
And
peace is important.
And something different in me is good information too.
Sure.
That means I have to look at something, not be distracted and not look at it. But for the most part, how do I know? I know myself. I've come to know myself and I feel right. I feel true to myself. I don't
Mm,
feel nervous energy.
mm,
We were talking about how like people write down their podcasts and stuff. Ours just like unfold.
it's truth.
I'm not
Uh,
self-conscious, you
mm,
know.
do you feel that you're you worry less about things when you're more connected to yourself because you know that you've got your back. We always rely on outside entities and all of that, but it's kind of a beautiful thing when you realize that I got me.
Yeah,
You know, well, I'm going to take
yeah,
care of you, meaning
yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
It's very empowering.
yes. And what you're talking about is as we're born into this world and developing, what gets interrupted by the environment, whether it's trauma, whether it's attachment wounds, whatever it is, whether it's difficulties that we were never taught how to handle and we didn't have the confidence to know that we could make mistakes and figure it out with experience, you're talking about developing a sense of self in terms of I I trust myself.
Yes.
If I trust myself, I can trust anybody if I trust myself, I can trust me in any situation.
Yep.
And then nothing is determined by anything other than that. And I love that. I mean, it's just liberation. That's what it is. Freedom.
Completely. And
Yeah.
to know that, and yeah, we are social creatures.
Yes.
We crave connection. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
But it's nice to know when you don't need to worry about having somebody else, even if you are alone on an island, to know that, all right, I got me and I'll take care of me and we'll be okay. The rest of it is just nice to have around. But unless you have you, you really don't have anything. Ouch, that
I
hurt.
I agree with you. I
Hmm.
agree with you. Yeah. And it seems like until we know ourselves, until that point, it seems like after that point, everything falls into place
Yes.
and things just unfold. Not it's not dependent on the number that's in our bank account. It's not dependent on who we know, and it's not dependent on other people's approval.
Mm, it
So
takes a journey to get there.
it's nervous energy to feel like you have to use distraction to get by.
Yes, but you're covering up something. There's some,
Yeah,
or maybe
it's
you're just afraid to
fear,
confront who you are.
fear.
Uh,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's when you get there, it's empowering. And the lyrics of a song I shared always come back to me. When there's no one left to leave you, even you don't quite believe you. That's when no one can deceive you. Now I know that sounds very negative, but when you flip it around, when there's no one left to leave you, you're it. Everybody else could go away. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Things could change. You'll always have you. Nobody's going to love you more. Nobody's going to take care of you more. You need to get to that point.
and get to it early in life. I mean,
Well, yes.
as best you can, as best you can. But
Susie, I only figured it out a few years ago. Sorry.
which is great though. You have your whole life ahead of you, but also like think about how we interact with young people. Like that is it. Like give them this development, give them this space to be themselves, not what we
Mm.
expect them of them. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Funny you should say that because I'm going to transparent here again. I'm aligned in an organization. I do a lot of different things just because I want to.
yeah,
And there's always new members, younger people, whatever. Current leadership doesn't want to talk about this kind of stuff. They want to talk about other things, other skills. And I believe this is important.
yeah,
What you're saying, even some of the younger people that have joined, where they need to know this stuff. Nobody
yeah,
told me.
yeah.
When you go to school, they don't tell you this stuff.
No.
We have a difference of opinion, and I'm probably going to leave because it doesn't support my higher purpose, and I
Yeah.
don't align at this time. That could change. Could change in a couple of months, whatever. I'll go back. But it goes against my grain. And I
Yeah.
believe what we're saying here is fundamentally important to move your life forward. But nobody tells you
Yeah.
that. Nobody teaches you that. I wish
I
they did.
know
Mm,
it's so bizarre, but
yeah,
those are people's fears, and we're getting at the
you are right.
root. These are the core,
You are right. And
the core.
you just reminded me, and I want to say one final thing about that situation I just described. The person that took on a leadership role, I believe, and they're very intelligent. I
Yeah,
believe
I'm sure.
they don't want to talk about this stuff because they're afraid to,
Yeah,
because
avoid.
they're avoiding things. They've even shared things. It's very clear what's going on there. They don't want to do any of this. They
Yeah,
want distractions of this other stuff that they want to talk about or teach or show. There's a reason. There's a reason.
yeah. But now you're getting back to where we started,
Yeah.
the
Distractions.
dysfunction of distraction.
Yes.
Like the distraction keeps everything over at the superficial. It's just so unproductive.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
But you don't
Yeah.
realize it. You don't realize you're doing it unless you hear a podcast, somebody points it out. Even like I text my friend, she's always filling her time. She's fine. And I get it. I understand
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
But go for a walk.
yeah,
It's just got and start embracing that. Like three things right now. If I could do at this very moment, I would probably go home and wash my cars. I know
Yeah.
that sounds lame as hell, but
No,
you
it
know what?
doesn't. Don't judge.
I enjoy it. It's quiet time for me. It's reflection. It's pride. I'm
It's
paying for these vehicles. I might as well wash them.
it's
I don't want to.
therapeutic.
It's therapeutic. I used to mow my lawn. I'm sitting there on a tractor. That was therapy. People like, yeah, you're looking forward to going home, cutting the lawn. Yes,
Yeah,
it's therapeutic.
it's
But whatever works for you, just
Yeah.
connect with yourself. That's the bottom line here. That's why people put up the distractions. They're I believe fleeing. They're running from themselves.
Disconnecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or never connecting. Maybe you never really truly
Never did. Yeah.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very important conversation.
Mm. Had people pleasing, even in my friend, and she finally realized it because somebody held up the mirror last night. There's many different reasons for that too, right?
Sure. I mean, we talked about that in one of our podcasts.
Yeah.
We could do another one about people pleasing because it's actually a structure that develops in the brain that just keeps people in this loop until they realize at some point, getting at the root of the issue,
Yep.
that it's holding them back, and does it become part of our nature? Yeah, we become like a very pleasing person. I'm a very pleasing person,
Same.
but certainly I have a volume switch where I have balance around it, because it's unsustainable to live our lives as a people pleaser.
Yep.
It's unsustainable.
And we're always looking to provide value to others. But I believe, like you said, you need to be your own filter,
And we have to value ourselves first.
Yes.
Then we don't need to be pleasing because we just naturally are.
Mm-hmm. How's that song
That
go?
sounds a little
Self-serving, I know.
egotistic, but I don't mean it that way.
This song is so old, but it came on the other day, and it's so true. Can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself. 1972
Yes.
Garden Party,
Yeah.
Ricky Nelson, and that
Yes.
was a song about a guy who was a mega star back in the 50s into the 60s, and he went and played Madison Square Garden, i.e., Garden Party, and he started playing songs that he wanted to play. They wanted him to play his hits. He did a few, and he's like, "That's not what I want to do."
Awesome.
And then he just
Yeah.
kind of dropped out of the music world.
So really, like, the flip side of this conversation also speaks, and we've already touched upon fear, but like this guy, he wasn't afraid to do himself and play the music and not be held back by, like, this new group that you joined, not be held back by other people's limitations. I mean, those are the thing that really hurts people, are other people's personal limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they think they know, they're afraid the show won't be successful. And this guy was like, no, I'm going to be successcul.
I'm doing and guess what? He recorded a song about it, and it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. We're out of time. We start and we can just keep going. You offer help to anybody to unpack this, understand it, find yourself. SusanEngel-LCSW.com, right?
You know what I think we should do, because it's hard to put it together? I think we should allot 90 minutes or an hour. Like, I don't care if it's once a month or once a week or something like this, twice a
Yes.
month. And just open it to the general public, somehow put out a public link, like on my website or however,
Mhm.
and whoever joins can join the conversation.
We have to go, but I will work on that.
Okay, because we need to do that, because people
agree.
aren't going to know
I
how to
agree.
do that.
And anything we're
We know
talking
how-
about, instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. Like my friend texts me, thoughts. How about we want to hear from you? Maybe
Yeah.
you're in this situation. Maybe you had an epiphany about it. Keep it anonymous if you so choose. We'd love to hear from
Of
you.
course. Yeah.
Thank you for today.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, we'll talk soon. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.